Okay, so I just checked up on my Facebook page and I got this. Obama is trying to make voting a requirement instead of just being an option. And I'm gonna let you watch this video and I'll be back in a sec.
Toyota's one for everyone.
In Australia and some other countries, there's mandatory voting. It would be transformative if everybody voted. That would counteract money more than anything. If everybody voted, then it would completely change the political map in this country. Because the people who tend not to vote are young, they're lower income, they're skewed more heavily towards immigrant groups and minority groups. And, you know, they're often the folks who they're scratching and climbing to get into the middle class, and they're working hard. And there's a reason why some folks try to keep them away from the polls. We should want to get them into the polls.
Okay, so I gotta say this is really stupid. Voting is a right, and voting can tell you which president you want to become president. This shouldn't be a requirement. Well, what would people do? Would they just go to your door and knock on it and say, "Oh, you didn't vote. We're gonna either increase your taxes or you're gonna get arrested or do some community service"? No, hell no. You can't force people to vote. It's a goddamn right. It's not a requirement, and there should never be. Alright, and let's break down this quote. In Australia and some other countries, there's a mandatory voting. Alright, you don't have to go by what other countries think. Like, it might be good, or it might be bad, but still, you don't have to go through what other countries think. You have to see what this country thinks about it. If this country doesn't like voting being a requirement, then don't do it. Alright, would it be transformative if everybody voted? Which I'm going to look up what transformative means and I'll be right back. Okay. I don't think it would be transformative at all for forcing people to vote. I think it's just plain stupid, and it's like you're almost a dictator by forcing people to vote. And why are you forcing people to vote? You're going to be out of office in 2 years anyways, so why the frick would you do it now? If everybody voted, then it would completely change the political map in this country. I really don't think it's going to change the political map at all. Some people hate politics, some people like politics. So, what would you do with the people who really absolutely hated politics? You can't force them to like politics. You can't force them to like go to school and learn about politics if you don't like it. So, that was really stupid. Like, I don't think it would increase the political map at all. It would just increase the voting. I know voting is about voting for politicians and stuff, but I don't think it would increase the political map. And if you don't want to be a politician, then so be it. You don't want to be a politician at all. Because the people who intend not to vote they're young, they're lower income, they're skewed more heavily towards immigrant groups and minority groups. Okay, what do I have to say about this? 1. My grandmother. She is 83 years old. She doesn't vote. I know that might be true that a majority of the people who doesn't vote is young, but my grandma, she's a senior citizen. She doesn't vote. So that means that none of the people are going to vote. What are you going to do? My grandma hasn't been a vote. She came to this country in 1968. Do you really think she hasn't been voted? She hasn't voted anything since 1968. So, you're going to force her to vote now? That's really stupid. You can't force people to vote. That's the message of this video. And immigrant groups. Okay, I can see that, but what are you talking about? Illegal or legal? I know you might be talking about legal, but most of the immigrants in this country are illegal. So why the hell
Every
do?
experience is an opportunity
Hold
to
on a minute.
experiment and fail and experiment and
All right, I lost my train of thought because of the stupid ad playing on a different tab. All right, so not. All right, what are you talking about? Illegal immigrants or legal immigrants? I know you might be talking about legal immigrants, but the reason why they don't want to vote is because they don't know the political views in this country because they just moved here from a different country, like either the UK, Australia, Germany, wherever. They moved. They don't know the political views yet. Maybe in like the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 2 years that they're gonna vote, but not now because they don't know their political views yet, and they gotta learn your political views before they gotta vote. And they're often the folks who they're scratching and climbing it to get into the middle class, and they're working hard, and there's a reason why some folks try to keep them away from the polls. We should want them to get into the polls. Alright, I never heard about anybody getting kicked out of the polls for being lower class. My dad's not. I'm not sure what class my family is. Like, I know they're not in the first class, but seriously, I never heard of anybody getting kicked out because they're in a lower class. And how would voting affect getting into the middle class at all? It's not. This is totally my opinion, but whatever your opinion is, please put it in the comments. I like to know about it. And this is Jovi1998 signing off. I hope this changes Obama's mind, but I know he's not going to see it anyway, so maybe someone in politics will see it and try to convince Obama not to do this, but let's hope a lot of people sees this so they can convince Obama not to do this. And yeah, this is Jovi1998 signing out. Have a good one.